Do you ever get put in like a fucked up situation and you're mad because you think of like the perfect comeback like months later, years later, decades later? Like just last night on my shift, actually. I remembered this ex boyfriend of mine. I remembered that as we were dating, like, and he was like, no, no, I'm not thinking about this other girl who I wasn't ever officially dating. No, no, I'm over the little fling I had with her like ages ago. That was ages ago. I don't care because I truly, truly have feelings for you and want a future with you. And then the very next day, I found like this massive folder that he had where he was uploading every single photo, video, and 24-hour story that he could find on her page and other people's pages involving her. Imagine how fucking creepy that is to be dating someone and then be like, oh, okay, you're just casually every single day dedicating time behind my back to stalk this girl online and save every single fucking shred of picture and physical. Just wow, wow. And then acting like I'm crazy because my gut's telling me you're not over her. And me, I remember that I tried so hard to be like, I should treat him as a sane human being. Maybe over time he will get over this. Or maybe he'll learn how creepy this is and just kind of realize, hey, you should stop caring about the woman who openly doesn't care about you and insults you to other people. You should probably care about the one who's in front of you. Like, I tried so, so hard to like put humanity in the situation and be like, no, no, he probably just has a strong attachment to her, but like I don't know, like I don't know how to explain it other than I liked what I had with him, and a part of me was like, I don't think he's a bad person inherently. I think this is redeemable. I think with time and effort he can wean off of this and just realize like what he has in front of him. Anyway, no, the fuck he couldn't. The story ends very terribly. Like, even once we had a fight where he actually was full on 100%, like, I would sooner break up with you than unfollow her on Instagram because why should I need to unfollow her? And I said, what difference does it make? Because her page is public anyway. And then on top of that, it's like I just don't want. Can you not check it every single day? And like I don't have much to say about it other than I was like young and I was like 19, 20 when I met him. And it was like, that was in the pandemic and it's a lot of context behind it. So there were reasons I wanted this guy's attention to be only on me. Halfway out of survival, the other half was because I really did have true feelings for him that were really running deep. But if I knew how fucking dirty this guy would absolutely play me and have me spiraling for months over him and just how I lost touch with myself, you know what? If I fucking knew, I would have just done this. I would have just simply, because I had access to his laptop at the time. So I had access to like his Discord. I had access to every file on his computer. I probably would have just uploaded the entire fucking folder to Discord or even like made a Dropbox link and then said, hey, everybody, listen, me and Tamia are officially separated. I'm done with her. She's not the true love of my life. The true love of my life is Sarah. I'm going to put in all my efforts to finally 100% dedicate every single shred of energy I have into finding her and hunting her down. And then I would have just uploaded that fucking link to the goddamn group chat. And then all his friends could have seen how fucking creepy he was. And then even if he came home and said, guys, that's not me, that's not me, I would have been like, bullshit. Like, before he even would have noticed it in the group chat, I would have just done some manipulative shit. Like, oh my god, he broke my heart today. So fucking bad. He left me for this chick, blah, blah, blah. And then turned everyone else against him. That's what I thought of today. And I just thought, damn, that sounds kind of cool. Would have been nice if I knew that fucking 3 years before, you know? And then even just right now, I'm about to go to this movie screening. Sometimes I get free tickets to movie screenings and shit. And I remember I remember it was so weird. I was at the movie theater and this white woman, I want to say bad things about her so bad, but I'm trying to keep it classy. Let's just say there's a lot I could say. I'm gonna say it. This obese white woman with the receding fucking hairline who looked like she looked like Honey Boo Boo aged up by like, I can't even tell her age. She was one of those weird sunburnt obese women where you can't tell her age because her hairline's going way, way far back. But her attitude is all close and personal, all up in your fucking business in the front. Like, this bitch in a whole fucking empty, like, there were like four other empty soda machines she could have used. But this bitch, seeing me actively using one and talking to my aunt, both of us being black women, this bitch comes up, taps me on the shoulders, says, excuse me, and then And then just like as I move for a second because I don't know why she's saying excuse me, I just go, huh? And then in the half second where I like do a half step to turn around, this bitch fully shoves her hand and just fully overtakes her body and overtakes the entire fucking soda machine and just starts pouring the largest drink ever. And at first I was like, oh, okay. Like, in my head, I was trying to rationalize it because I was like, oh, was I taking too long? I was only like pouring my drink for like 2 seconds and I was doing it at a pretty good speed, I think. I don't know why she's being weird. But then I noticed one, no, she definitely saw me use the machine. And two, wait a minute. There's like five fucking empty machines next to me. She made an active choice to go, I could be a normal person today and use any of these other machines, but I'm gonna harass two black people today instead. If I could rewind time, I would do one of two things. The first thing I thought of, I'd be like, oh, excuse me, ma'am, I dropped something right next to your feet, right next to your feet. I really need to get this. You gotta move. And then she'd look down. I'd simply just go back to like refilling my soda as fucking normal. And then I'd be like, you can use the other machines, or you can wait, up to you, and then just keep using the machines. And if she dared to do shit else, I would just fucking scream. And the second one is just going full on white woman Karen mode, where I just like pretend she shoved me and I'm like, ow! Oh god, help! She hurt me! Ah! And then just seeing how people reacted. The second one would have been a bit harder to do because there are cameras and shit. And my aunt that was with me, she probably would have been like, what the fuck? But that was baffling as fuck. I probably would have done the first option, but either way, it would like now I'm just like, damn, that would have been so fucking player. It's a shame that I just chose to kind of like stare at her in awe and then say, hey, what the fuck? Wait, what's wrong with you? And then for the first tale I told, I really wonder how that, because it's like, think about it. I could have just left that nigga and then, like, he would have looked horrible to all his friends, like, oh yeah, Tamia was staying at his house, and I guess he just, like, had a chance to talk to Sarah again. He kicked her ass to the curb. How fucking evil and cruel. Oh my god, we can't believe he did this. And then, since there's, like, a folder of evidence and this shit and that shit and this shit and that shit, they would have been like, ooh, this nigga's kind of weird. But he really likes Sarah, I guess. So congrats on your new relationship, Blaze. You just didn't have to destroy it to me in the process. Whole time Blaze just gets home from work and is like, "What the actual fuck just happened?" And then he's left with no girlfriends and now public scrutiny. And yeah, that would have been nice. It's kind of one of those things where I hate that sometimes I think of the best shit to do after, like, I either already fumble it hard or I already crash out or whatever. Having emotions sucks. It means you have to. Sometimes you don't use logic, or sometimes you don't always act like fucking Sharon Stone in Casino, or Maddie from Euphoria, or sometimes it means that sometimes you can't have a little psychological mind game on someone. Sometimes it means that you're going to react with like how you would feel as if you were a girl who saw the best in her partner and truly saw that he was a good person and didn't want to believe that he was as creepy and terrible as you thought. Or sometimes you are going to act as like a simple, like, shocked and disgruntled NPC being accosted by a random weird white woman. And I think that's a damn shame because sometimes it'll be like, damn, what if? You know, it's like, oh, what if instead of doing this, I did that? Oh, that would have had a better outcome. Oh, like, I don't know. It's very rare that I actually do have. 1 second. Then again, sometimes I do learn my lessons because sometimes my lessons repeat themselves because sadly I have a type in men and sadly sometimes you get put into situations even when you don't want to be. I remember just the other day, actually. Yeah, I remember that Riley guy. He sent me some paragraphs and shit before, like, I went to bed. And I just went, okay, I'm not gonna trip on this and I'm not gonna reply to him because what the fuck do I even say? Because with men like this in the history of time ever, the second I reply, they go back to being weird. Or they feel like they've trapped me or caught me. So I'm just not even gonna bother because I remember how it was like dating this guy and that guy and that guy. And what happened when I sent them paragraphs or validated them emotionally or made them feel safe and secure like they had me and that things were going well? They started acting fucking weird and lost interest and got strange. So let me just go ahead and not even reply to his message. I'm gonna go to the craft store. I'm gonna go to Office Depot. I'm gonna do every task I want to today. And then lo and behold, that worked because then out of nowhere he just got super paranoid of me, but seemingly more attached to me. Anyway, I mentioned that last tidbit just because it's like, okay, there are some moments where I am able to put my emotions to the side, or I don't know. It's kind of that weird thing where sometimes you have the absolute best comeback or the absolute best tactic to use on this person, And like that's either because one, you took your emotions out of it and just functioned off of like logic, or two, because you put your emotions into it and prioritized yourself first and didn't just let shit slide. I don't know, but that's the sad thing about life, is that sometimes you can't always have the perfect bad bitch resolution moments. Sometimes it's not quite as easy as like, oh, this nigga played in my face. I'm not gonna send him paragraphs. I'm gonna go on a date instantly and like level up my life in all 8 areas and blah blah blah. Like sometimes it's, well, at least for me it's that easy. But sometimes, yeah, life's not perfect. Sometimes you're gonna be the person that'll be like, hey, listen, I really want to get back together with you because I know you're better than this. Please, please, please. Sometimes you're going to be the person who just lets the girl who you could easily be insulting at AMC Theater walk the fuck away. And you just flip her off behind her back because that's all you can really muster up, and you talk shit about her to your friends. Ah, if only. Mm. It would be nice to be so player and ready to have comebacks all the time. Sometimes I am that person, sometimes I'm not. Life has a weird way of humbling you, and sometimes I get humbled instantly over and over and over, and I'm fucking tired of it, but it's okay. Because, I don't know, I can still be amused in the fact that I can think of some amusing ass comeback or tactic or trick or fucked up thing I could have done months later or years later, and even if I can't do it, I can laugh over the fact of, huh, I wonder what shitstorm would have happened if I did, and kind of tee hee over that. Anyway,